Okay, I think we're good. Yes. All right. This over there. Actually, I'm gonna set that right there. How's it going? Getting everything started here. I think everything's working good. Audio, everything. All right. Should be actually good to go. It's been a little bit, but we are back. Jason, how's it going? Thanks for tuning in, man. Much appreciated. Theron, what's up, buddy? Justin, how's it going? Ugh. I almost have all the sheetrock off the workbench. It did a lot of cleaning on the shelves itself, blew everything off, got most of the giant chunks of the sheetrock and everything off, so have a bit of a stable again. I think we're almost there. Custom RC, how's it going? Thanks for tuning in. All right. So, Joey, how's it going? Thanks for tuning in. What's everyone been up to? How's everyone doing? Yurika, Ashley, Conley, how's it going? Thanks for tuning in. Hope everyone's been all in well. It's been 2-3 weeks since we've done a live stream, so trying to get back in it. And I said I've been working, getting everything kind of cleaned up here, and there's been plenty of projects that have been going on the side. So this weekend, hopefully it's a extended weekend, so hopefully I'm going to try to get some videos caught up over a few of the builds and new additions that have made their way to the shelf. And then next weekend I will be down at Disney for the Apex Scale Challenge. Theron's going with us, another local guy, Mike, Jake going with us. So it'd be pretty good. It's going to be a really good weekend. I know there's several of the our other friends from the Extreme Oklahoma Crawlers Club. They'll be down there as well, so it'll be a really good time. It's going to be a full weekend of Cheater Class 2 action, and that we will be bringing out. We'll be running the high-low next weekend for that one. So the plan is to run the high-low for Apex, and then we go back to Disney at the end of October for Crawlpalooza. I'm going to do my best to get down there, barring my sister and everything. We're going to get down there, but then we'll run the Jekyll and Hyde at Crawlpalooza. So I still have C3 is good. I just got to pull the hard body off for Crawlpalooza because I don't need it. Even though it is a really beautiful body and looking really good, I don't need it. I just need 6 scale items. I don't need points, so we're going for lightweight and efficiency. So we're gonna throw back on the stripped down SCX 10 Pro body on it, and Class 3 is ready. Like I said, Class 2 is good. I pulled the hard body off for Crawlpalooza, and I put on the Lexan Coyote body that I have done for it. I don't actually think we've finished this or seen a few pictures, but the hide, I did go ahead and do a hard body on it, and got it all pointed out for some Sorka events when they arise, and just wanted to see how everything goes, and picked up a nice little Tamiya body here. Did a little pinch in the front there and just some mild cutting in the rear, but actually kept everything nice and light. So actually really happy with the way this whole thing and everything came out. But like I said, Crawlpalooza, I don't need it. I just need 6 scale items. So we pull the hard body on and we throw some Lexan on and call it good. Class 1, on the other hand, Class 1 needs some work. For Crawlpalooza, at least. I did double check. My body itself is legal. Because one of the deals is no major body modifications, but basically it's kind of making a custom body, and cutting off the roof for a cage has always been allowed, so we're good there. The only thing I have to worry about is getting tire coverage, because with the new rectangle rule, tire coverage is not required, but Crawlpalooza does still require 50% tire coverage. So I just need to make some flares. Which, luckily, I still have the pieces of the 2 bodies that I used. I was like, you know what, I'm going to keep these for something, just in case. We're going to keep them, and it's going to work out good. So I'm going to take some Lexan, or I have some Kydex here, and I'm going to form it here to the fenders, because I didn't modify any of these fenders. They're stock. I didn't open them up or heat them or cut them at all or anything like that. So I'm going to take some Lexan or some Kydex, heat that up, and form that to the wheel well there, and then basically just make extensions just to my 50% tire coverage, and I'll just throw in a couple bolts and call it good. So that actually won't be too bad, but it's something that I do need to get to here at some point in time. Everything else there is good, and said not points aren't required at Crawlapalooza, but I have to have 10 scale items, which is, it's a pointed out 60-point truck, so I definitely have 10 scale items hiding in there somewhere. So we'll be good to go there as well. Customer RC been working on my C2 and C3 recently, especially after King, Missouri. Nice, yep. Good, always good to, do a little tuning on the trucks or anything like that, but honestly, just, just driving trucks does absolutely wonders. I mean, you could have a few tuning errors possibly, but the more you drive your truck, the more you get comfortable with it and everything else. S66 is looking sweet. Thank you. Yeah, it's right here. It's getting ready to come onto. I'll pull it up here in just a second. I think it's a behemoth. And like, I have a big video that I'm working on, or will be doing a video on everything I have done on the S66, but it is hard to get it here for a video. There's just not a whole lot of room, but that is one thing. Well, when I start pulling out the rest of everything, rearranging everything, I'm trying to find a second big desk so this can stay here with all my tools and find stuff, but I want a bigger station right there that I can actually put stuff on. Joey, did you get your Phoenix going again? No, I have not. My Phoenix is still in piles, and I got another Phoenix. This is my old Phoenix body. I did pick up one of the RTR Phoenixes, and then basically just threw my body on it because I like the way the paint and everything came out of this body. Threw wheels and tires on it, swapped out all the electronics, and called it good. It was just nice because once I started building and getting everything around, I started messing some stuff, and I was like, you know what? I don't have a beat around, just take out RTR. I don't have one. Everything's full custom, performance-based rig, or scaling uncapable. So I needed something medium, so I picked up another Phoenix RTR. I actually ended up picking up two Phoenixes technically. This popped up local. Was a Phoenix swapped over to an Interceptor chassis, and I already had the aluminum Vanquish F10 axle housings installed, and the brass. Had a Fusion Pro in it, had a big home servo. RTR just swapped out the Power Wagon cab with a cliffhanger cab, threw on some new sliders, threw on some SSD 19s, and the new Voodoo KLR MTX tire, which I should probably do a video on those. So yeah, Voodoo did come out with a new tire. This is their MTRX, which is, I guess, their extreme terrain. I think this tire is meant to be a line between the the OG proven KLR and the KLR M, which is more an all-terrain rugged tire. This tire is in the middle. It's going to be able to handle all types of terrain and still be a good or reliable tire on the rocks, or even comping with and stuff like that. And the first takeout, honestly, I was actually really impressed with them. Several questions were with the sidewall being with the lugs here on the sidewall, and how stiff the tire was. The tire is definitely stiffer than the OG KLR, so there was some worry on if it was going to be still a very good on the rocks, or a tire that you could put your trust into comp. And honestly, I think it's going to be. It's going to stay on here for a while. I have too many comps, and like I said, it's going to take a lot for me to pull off tusks off of my comp trucks. But honestly, these are really good. So I do want to put these through their paces quite a bit more. So, but definitely not disappointed with the new KLRs at all. Missed a few here. Jim's Hobby. Following you late, I switched from 1.9 to 2.2 while my truck made top 10 at a super hard comp last weekend. Heck yeah, very nice. Yeah, all them 2.2s on everything is because they clear the portals so well. I don't know if it necessarily, I mean, I don't know like a performance gain off the 2.2 versus the 1.9 on, how that affects sidewall and foams and stuff like that, but one, it looks good, and it also clears portals really, really well. Another wheel that I've picked up, Deluxe dropped some new super high clearance 1.9 wheels, and so this is a 1.9, but you gain all your clearance here in the barrel, and this is a very open barrel design here in the rear. This will clear my F10 portals with brass very, very easily with a smaller hub. With this, for a 1.9 tire, this clears the easiest with the smallest hub on a 1.9 to clear the F10 portal with brass. So definitely nice. And definitely need to get these on something or put them on something here at some point in time. Really, really nice. And Corrupt Chrome Works is dropping a new set of high clearance 1.9s tomorrow as well. So lots of wheels out. I think Shifts dropped some copper 1.9s, which actually I did pre-order those because I needed them for an upcoming build. Speaking of Crawlapalooza, like Crawlapalooza's Class 1 or Trail. So basically Class 1, 2, 3, and Class 0, which I do not have, but one will appear. We will be building a Class 0 on F10 portals, a brazen chassis, and LC70. Mostly, one, I like the LC70, and it is one of the wider hard bodies out there, and this kit comes with the even wider flares, because for Class 0 at Crawlapalooza, I need to have 100% tire coverage. All complete tire has to be covered by the body, whether it be with the body itself or with use of fender flares. So I have to have total tire coverage. So I needed a wider body, especially with F10s because they are a little bit wider. And one, I really like this body. And I was looking around at hard bodies I have that could be used, but one rule that's specifically in Class 0, especially, I mean, there's no modifications, there's no cutting whatsoever. If you have, you could cut for your shock towers to come through, but you have to cover them up really, really good and stuff like that. But the other rule is, I mean, it has to be an unmolested body, so no pinching, no dovetailing, anything like that, no bobbing the bed. So the bed has to stay its length. You can't, like normally, something like this, I would bob the bed and put the tailgate right about here. But I can't do that, and I don't have any bodies that are unmolested. So we got a whole new body, and actually we may put this together here in a minute because I gotta get going on that. So definitely got lots of stuff to do. Pablo, how's it going? Greetings from New Jersey. Well, thanks for tuning in. Theron, I think we need to run some gates this weekend. We can. I probably won't be running the high-low, but we can. I mean, yeah, if you want to run some gates, we can. Honestly, it's not a bad idea. I would like to run this winch a couple more times. I've comped with the high-low twice since I've got the new Atlas winch, and I haven't used the winch yet on any of the courses, which is good, but also, like, I haven't. And I drove one time with the Hyde with the new Atlas winch. I only winched a couple times there too, so I would not mind a few winch runs getting used to that winch. That's not a terrible idea. And I do have plenty of extra parts if something happens. Kang, Tom, how's it going? Thanks for tuning in, buddy. Much appreciated. Nate, how's it going? A little new to your channel. Have you ever built a UGR Dirty South Pro? If so, what axles did you use? No, I have not. But I've know lots of guys that run. the UG chassis, and they really like them a lot, and it's a very good looking chassis, and the whole group there, everyone there is super nice and super helpful. There is the UGRC fan page. Tons of builds are posted on there. If you're not on there, I would definitely, if you're on the Book of Faces, I would hop on there and get on the Dirty South fan page. Lots of good information stuff on there. GMRC, can we get more info on the crawler in the pic for this video? Yes, it will be on the table in just 1 second. Well, it will be the table in 1 second. Corey, how's it going? Thanks for tuning in. Joey, are you ever going to do, are you going to sell the new truck? No, I'm good. I needed to build a surplus. I've been building some trucks and stuff back up, so I'm good to go. I'm doing a diecast Class 0 World War II Jeep. Oh, nice. That'll look good. Woo. Those are pretty. That sounds fun. That sounds pretty fun. So actually, let me clear some stuff off of here. So, rather be on Instagram or Facebook, I have posted some pictures and some videos of the SCX6 project. Oh my god. So, there it is. Basically, how to build an SCX6, you just open your wallet and just throw the wallet at the truck. That's the only thing. It's the only piece of advice or only tip I have for doing any form of SCX6 building or modifications. It gets crazy. I do have wheels and tires off because I'm working on stuff. I'll pull them over here in a second. But, so previously, the SCX6, I mean, I love this thing. It's super fun. It just doesn't get driven a whole lot in a local area because it's big. And it does move rocks out of its way. It moves stuff. And honestly, it just kind of conquers everything. So it's not like, it's fun, but it's not like challenging. But when we go to Disney, that's all one-to-one. Like, you can actually take out the SCX6 and enjoy it thoroughly there. So, Darren, you are bringing your SCX6 next week, so we're going to have some fun with it. But with Crawlapalooza coming up, there is an SCX6 class. And it should be multiple courses this year, so it's going to be really fun. I did not win last year the SCX6 class, but my truck did. So, which was really good. My truck got driven by a lot of people. I think last year at Crawlapalooza, my SCX6 took 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 6th, and 7th, somewhere along those lines. It was pretty gnarly. So, figured it hasn't really seen any changes since then. I did the Honcho body conversion on it all right before Crawlapalooza and ran it, and it's honestly just kind of set. I mean, I've driven it a few times here and there, or I take it to events and I use it to pull the wagon. Honestly, that's what I use the SCX6 for a lot, is to pull the RC wagon. But I was like, you know what, I want to get some stuff done to it. I knew there were a few things like I wanted to do for sure. I wanted to get some new tires possibly for it. I wanted to get like a winch installed, just since it was going to be more of a comp this year, and the SCX6s, there's more of them out there now. So I knew I wanted to do some mods, but I was like, it might be time for a full refresh. So I've seen a few pictures of this done prior, and I absolutely loved it from the get-go. So there we go. Let's do that. Kind of. Yeah. So I did this. So this body here is the Losi Hammer Ray 1/10 body. Obviously the Losi Hammer Ray, the 1/10 Hammer Ray, is not 1/10. It is massive. Jake actually has the actual Hammer Ray, and it's a blast. And honestly, I like the Hammer Ray too, mostly because this body and everything just looked so damn good. But I saw a post where someone had used this body and fitted it on their SCX6. I was like, that fits and looks really, really good. I didn't want to buy a whole Hammer Ray, so I was stalking eBay for a Hammer Ray set. Now you can build it. I mean, you can build it all from scratch. You can source the cage, the panels. You can source everything individually, but that adds up quite a little bit, and then you're always going to try to miss something. So I just kept my eye on eBay for months. Now looking for you know, a takeoff. People buy them and part them out looking for a complete cage and body at a decent price, because they still go pretty good. The average price on this body on eBay is usually about $150 to $200 plus shipping. So it's just kind of keep my eye out, wait for a deal to pop up or waiting, you know, stuff there. So I found a really good deal. So I jumped on it, got the body coming here. So then managed to strip everything, pull the honcho body off, stripped everything off of it. The sliders, the front inner fenders, basically any of the extra plastic I could think of, stripped everything off, and then started fitting the body on here. And actually, it wasn't terrible. I was able to align the rear like dead on with the rear here, so I didn't have to cut or modify anything on the rear. And the front, I cut probably about an inch to 2 inches of frame rail off the front, and then the body, just like that, on and off. Now as far as the actual body here, the couple modifications I made is there are normal extensions right here and some more cage work, so I cut this out so it's all kind of open. And then on the fuel cell, I cut a good portion out of the fuel cell so I could get this back half as low as I could and not interfere back there. And cutting through the bottom allowed me to go through the fuel cell for some body mounting options. And the body was brand new, had no scratches on it. It even came with the front light bar and the headlights, everything there worked, the wires, everything was just really good. Then I pulled several of the stock liveries off. I pulled the big Curry liveries here off the side and then on the front, and then added Three Brothers livery there, our team Coast to Coast Crawlers emblem there in the front, and a few other, you know, good old stickers, because I like stickers. But honestly, and then underneath here, I mean, it's a lot stripped down versus like your normal SCX6. Made a few battery tray, you know, made a few different trays for battery, electronics, moved some shock towers and stuff around. But honestly, everything came out really, really good. Other than that, one thing, I'd already had the Trio front axle housing, and actually I had that on before Crawlapalooza, because I was on Amazon one day, and for whatever reason they had the titanium color SCX6 housing discounted. It was like $80 versus the normal $200, so I snagged that as soon as I could. I was like, I'll worry about the rear later, and naturally, that color, I can't find that color anymore, but I had picked up a silver one with some Amazon points whatnot a while ago, and it had just been sitting in the shelf, sitting in the bag on the bottom of the shelf until I eventually got back to the S66, so I went ahead and got that swapped out. So now we have Trio axle housings, front and rear. I think I mentioned did have high clearance links on here from Inland Works RC. Those are some big old links right there. Of course, previously still running the got the 1280 black jacket from Three Brothers RC. Even though I didn't win at Crawlapalooza, but my truck won. So the prize last year for taking first in the S66 class was the V1 NSDRC 2500 servo. So that went in here. Jake won first, but it was with my truck, and he's like, just put the servo in there. So that's what we did. And works good, because that is one thing that the S66 needs. It needs a big servo. And those servos, they are pricey. So winning one, there's a V2 out now, so it's a little bit faster, but this still does plenty. I don't think I need anything else. Direct power for us on both of them. And then we did go ahead, like I said, I'd already planned on doing at least a winch before Crawlapalooza, so we just kind of got everything going on it. I picked up the NSDRC, makes a 5th scale winch for this now, so we got that installed, and it's almost done. The last few things working on it, I'm swapping out the springs for the softer option from Axial, and then of course I have my anti-foams that I already had installed and everything in there, but I have a set of the SCX6 Tusks that will be here, and then we also have picked up the SSD 2.9 SCX6 wheels, and cool part, they have a brake rotor built in, so that's pretty cool. And I mean, extra hardware, save that. Yeah, I mean, these look nice and beefy. Aluminum outer ring, aluminum inner ring, plastic, aluminum outer clamping or inner clamping, aluminum outer clamping, and then a plastic inner ring. Look great and everything like that. Oh, Brazen, how's it going? Thanks for tuning in. What's up, Brett? How is everything going in the Brazen world? Home relaxing, or are you in the shop still? But yeah, so these look really, really good. I didn't know, I had forgotten SSD started making wheels for the S66, and these are sweet. I really like the red, and I think it's going to go really good with the whole livery and everything. So this has been really, really fun. Like I said, it actually went significantly smoother than I had initially anticipated. That's all coming back off anyway. So like I said, lots of stuff still going on and everything like that. So like I said, plenty to keeping me busy. But now that I've got some headway in here, got a lot of stuff cleaned off, and oh no, I lost a leaf spring. Oh no, shit. It's around here somewhere. But now that I've got some stuff cleaned up and everything, I can get to work, try to get some videos knocked out, get some videos caught up on. Stuff like that. Oh, Brett. So this is the body that'll be going on my Brazen order for the Class 0. We're going to rock the LC70 on there. So, like I said, as soon as all that shows up and I finish putting this body together, we'll get all that going and get a video on building a Class 0. Like I said, it's going to be, and another reason for doing the Class 0 is one, Crawlapalooza does it, but also Sorka has mentioned they are planning on adding Class 0 to Sorka this next year. They're waiting to see how everything goes and stuff like that. And then Class 0 has been mentioned that it is going to be added to Sorka officially. So that'll be kind of cool too. Ronaldo, what's the go-to rig right now? Ooh, man, that's a tough one. Almost kind of loaded. There are tons of great chassis out there. Assuming Class 2 is what you're kind of going for. Class 2 is the most popular. For Class 2 right now, I'm split with my Brazen High-Low and my Jekyll and Hyde. Both are doing absolutely phenomenal and doing things I did not think they could do and things that they probably shouldn't be doing. But I've never been able to climb vertical or near vertical lines, and I can with those trucks, and it makes me really, really happy. And it's just kind of cool watching a truck just go, and then the truck is, at one point, it is straight up and down, and somehow it's able to get enough bite, move, and then pull itself up and over. So definitely, like I said, there are lots of go-to rigs right now. Those are mine. Those are my current Class 2 trucks that I go to. And I said I will be running the High-Low next week at Apex, and then I'll probably run the Hyde for Crawlapalooza, just so I can get a little bit of everything driving, because like I said, I build a lot. I mean, I also do follow bells. I do have another Class 2 here. I have my SCX10 Pro on the Brazen Pacesetter chassis. The hard body shouldn't fool anybody. This thing is a monster. One, the S610 Pro is an absolute blast in the first place, but that Pacesetter chassis unlocks a whole new level of performance out of that truck. Oh, young Christopher, hi, I'm an American. Yep, I think most everybody in this chat is as well. Nate, oh yeah, LC70, that's what I use on my Exo Everest chassis setup. So much fun, works great with that body. Yeah, it's a super fun body. I had a LC70 previously for Class 1 last year. I ran it at Crawlpalooza, and then when else did I run it? I had the LC70 on my Razor's Edge Class 1 when I got it up and running. It was a super fun body. I guess the other thing I don't know how far along I was on this project the last live stream. So this is the Element U-Tron with the IFS2. Whole truck's an absolute blast. Out of the box, it is a capable IFS truck. It is super fun. Way more noticeable of a performance difference with the IFS2 versus the IFS1 that Element had. But anyway, I had plans to do some scale, or maybe this would be like my Class 0. So I had some plans. I had some thoughts in my head. And the plan was possibly a Tundra body, which is IFS front. So I already have IFS there, but I wanted to do leaf springs in the rear. So that's what we did. So we got leaf springs rear, IFS front on Tundra. So that's gets pretty scale. I was hoping, I forgot how narrow the Tundra body is, and I can't get everything going quite right. So I just said, screw it, we're making a fun truck. So we put on the 4.65 Wild Peaks on here, bigger than Class 1, but not as big as our normal tires, and just cut out the wheel wells and have some fun. And honestly, having a blast with it still. Leaf springs probably gave it quite a bit of a handicap, but it's still fun. And it's just cool that, leaf springs in the rear. So I will do a little bit of some update videos, some more in-depth on there, what all I did for the leaf springs, and then getting the Tundra all mounted and everything like that. Really, really good. Bryson, all right, I'm back. Start over. What part did you miss, Brett? What body's going on my Brazen build? Or the S66? Ooh, there we go. Stuff's falling over. But, yeah, honestly, other than that, everything else has been going pretty good. Speaking of, actually, I have two high-lows here right now. I have my high-low and I have Jake's high-low, because I got him a body for his birthday and painted it. And did some tweaking. And, we do have the mullet version. So, yeah. Did do a couple changes on my high-low. I did swap out one with a smaller motor. I threw in a 1500 kV Yellow Jacket just for saving and shaving even more space. But we also swapped in the new Deluxe Fab Ultralight transmission. So here are a couple. So this here is the Deluxe Nod 2 transmission, or the OD3 transmission. So this is geared for straight axles, and it has 18% overdrive. Super small, light, compact, straight axle transmission. This is the Deluxe Portal transmission. Noticeably smaller, even so. Geared for portals. They do have this in a straight axle version as well, but this is specifically geared for portals. It's not a big transmission. It's tiny. Very, very little. Then this is the lightweight version of this. So it has super thin carbon fiber plating, some shaved down machined gears and everything. So this transmission here weighs less than 30 grams for that transmission. This wasn't heavy in the first place. I think these were 60 grams? 65 grams, give or take. I could be wrong, but it's in that neighborhood of 60 grams. So this transmission is roughly half of the weight of even this, and just even a smaller footprint. You can see it is tiny. So definitely excited to get that out. and see how it does. Plus, it gives me extra transmissions for builds. And the cool thing with like the Class 0, Crawlapalooza, it's not necessarily that points are involved, it's just scale items. So I don't have to worry about like transfer cases and stuff right now. I can simply just throw in like a deluxe portal transmission and call it good. I don't have to worry about all that stuff. I can go super simple, lightweight, and call it good. And then once official Sorka Class 0 rolls out, then we'll worry about all that stuff later. I'm going to order one of those transmissions. Do it. They should, I think they said they were coming back in stock soon. And if you do hold out, or if anyone already has a deluxe portal transmission, they are making conversion kits from the standard machined case to the lightweight case. And then once that conversion, that means you can flip it too in either direction. So that'll be nice, because actually that's what I want to get for that one, because that's actually the wrong side for what I normally run, but I can just flip it back and forth. It doesn't really bother me a whole lot. So but I know Deluxe is out, but I actually got this Rock Pirates RC. They started carrying the Deluxe portal transmissions, and they had some of the lightweight ones in stock, so I ordered from them. And you get 10% off with their coupon code at the beginning of the deal, so it comes out to be the same price. Actually, it was $5 cheaper. Their shipping was cheaper than Deluxe, so it was actually cheaper to order from them. But nonetheless, I do plan on ordering one more of their conversion kits for sure. Looks like you did a bunch of cleaning, Larson. Yes, I got quite a bit of stuff done. I ended up leaving work early today because I felt like absolute crap this morning. I don't know, like, I was kind of stuffy, my chest hurt real bad, and it was a slow day, and I just wasn't feeling. I was kind of fighting it yesterday, just wasn't feeling good. Honestly, I blame the Chipotle we had for dinner the other night. It was probably not the best, but I just didn't feel good. So I came home, got some sleep, got some medicine, some fluids, and then came in here and just kind of made my way, chilled with Charlie a little bit, and then just kind of cleaned and made progress. But yeah, I actually got a lot. Said almost all the sheetrock's gone off the table. But there's one of these drawers that still has a significant amount of sheetrock in it, but I don't want to pull the drawer all the way out, so I just let it go. But yeah, I'm really excited. And I swapped out I had the Rhino Crawler ESC in this, I did not have a good experience with that ESC. So I put my trusty Sound Assassin in here. So definitely good to go there. Also, we should see a few more some more AM32 based silent ESCs. As I run the Sound Assassin, that's my go-to. Like, I have used the most of those, and I love those. The Hyde is actually running the Dinky RC D-Drive Sound ESC, which has been really, really good. I ordered Exo RC released a new ESC, so I ordered one of theirs. Holmes released a V3, so I ordered V3 Crawlmaster, so I ordered one of those. Just to try them all out, because you saw me in a few of the live streams, a few of the videos. Like, I used a couple of those Rhino ESCs because prices were all right and I could get shipping relatively fast. Not a fan. I don't know if it's whatever their programming is. Mostly their calibration pisses me off. I don't know if it's something to do with the FlySky Noble and there's a setting or a feature that I'm not seeing. But every other ESC that I have, that is turn it on and you hold the throttle, you calibrate it just like any Castle calibration. I could not get those Rhino ESCs to calibrate correctly for the absolute life of me. So they just kind of found their way back into a drawer. I was really, really mad. But who knows? It could have been something. I say it could have been something, but I was like, for that to be the only ESC I have issues with and they all calibrate the same way, I'm going to go with it's probably that ESC. Yeah. Jake, are you in here? Oh, well. So, yeah, we have 2023 high-low on F10 portals, and then we have a 2023 high-low on AR-44s. Straight axle, portal axle. Jake wanted a body, more cheater body for Apex, because Apex is a Class 2 cheater comp. Class 2 for 2 days, Friday and Saturday, 8 courses. Body requirements, the body just has to be 4 inches tall and 5 inches wide. So you can get nitty gritty on some bodies. So I measured, because I ran these bodies several times. The Red Cat Blackout bodies are a super fun and cheap, like, cheater body. They're like $30, and you can get them on Prime shipping. You can have it next day or 2 days. So he wanted one, so it was his birthday. So I got him a body, and then knocked out a kind of a wild little semi-wild paint job on there for him. Came out pretty good and matched his shiny wheels. So I think it came out pretty good. He's very happy with it. So, and I did some shock tuning while I had it, so should be good to go. Throw out money bags. My back disagrees for everything. Lots of work. But yeah, I'm definitely really excited to get going. Got my Tusk back on here. 4.9 anti-foams back in the Tusk, which is honestly is my favorite foam for the Tusks, is the 4.9 anti-foam. It has the best fit to me overall, because the Tusk is it's not as large as a Vanquish VXT2 tire, but it is a larger 4.75, so the bigger foam helps out really, really nice. And those pink Super Shafter wheels are still just some of my favorite wheels. Did get some work done on the Kiddos Class 2 as well. This is my old build. This is the mullet, but I've made a few changes on it. I pulled out the F10 portals and put on some F10 straight axles. He drives better with straight axles. I mean, portal axles, there's definitely tons of clearance, and he was able to do some of the crazier lines like I can pull and follow along. But honestly, just overall driving, he drives better on straight axles. So I got this one all done, swapped back up for him, and ready to rock and roll. And he wanted to keep my Ninja winch on there, so we left it there for him. So get him out, have him drive this and everything else, and should be good to go. Had some ESC issues, but swapped all that out, and back to simple with him. I threw in just a Hobbywing Fusion SE in there for him, just nice and simple. And honestly, like, his builds have always been weird. Like, his builds have always been kind of like, I kind of put them, it's not like, almost like a patchwork build. What do I have? I get the nice stuff here and there, but it's always been, his builds have always just kept simple. I haven't gone above and beyond like I do with mine. And then I started doing like an above and beyond build with his, and stuff hasn't gone right, or he's had problems. So just trying to take it back to the basics and simplify what I can simplify on the build and see what he does. So he likes the simpler builds. So even though that's not, I wouldn't say that, I don't know if that is a simple build, but it should be fun, and it's still super capable, because I drove it around a few times myself with the straight axles. Still an absolute monster. Super, super fun. There we go. He won't be going to Apex. I can't pull him out of school too many times for stuff. He goes to Crawlapalooza with me, so we saved that for Crawlapalooza. And then he has said he went to Rocky Mountain Regionals with us, and weather was crappy, but he did like the big event. So if there does happen to be an actual nationals next year or something, depends on where it's at, I told him maybe the next nationals, if it's during the school year, like spring break, maybe I can get him a ticket, or we'll see what happens. RC, how's it going? Thanks for tuning in. Joey, how many VS410s do I have now? Plain and simple VS410s, technically 2. 2.5. I have a whole VS410 chassis and transmission just set in there, but it's all tore apart. But I have 2, just the VS410 Interceptor build and the new RTR. I have a ton of the F10 axles. They're in just about every build I have. Other than that, yeah, should be, there are a few builds that kind of got, or projects that kind of got shelved right now, just because I'm just having some difficulties getting some stuff situated, or I pieced together just like a few wrong components that are fighting the whole build. So trying to get a few of those things worked out, or find a new plan of action for the chassis or stuff like that. So we'll see some builds that have been on here, but they're going to kind of go away for a while until I figure out what I'm going to do with them, or how I'm going to finish them. There it is. But, oh, Brett, you mentioned cleaning. I posted on the local page too. So I was cleaning. I was like, okay, we have some chassis. So I was going through and pulling out all the different chassis that I have been building or have torn apart or whatnot, and I was like, okay, we have a bit of a surplus, so it was time to clean house a little bit. So said, yeah, definitely did lots of cleaning. So we ended up having 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 chassis. RC, finally getting close to done with my Everest. Very nice. You're gonna like it. It's a very fun, very good build. I enjoy my Everest a lot. Super fun. Are they still doing the anodized chassis? Was yours one of the anodized ones, or did you get the carbon one? Trying to think. Other than that, I don't think. Yeah, just slowly piecing together the last few things for like class 0 really. As soon as my tires for the SX6 show up, I'll get the wheels and tires finished, mounted back up, get that thing done, and we'll get a video rolling on the SX6, some update videos on the Element U-Tron, and then a couple on the VS410s. Carbon, nice. Yeah, the LC70 is pretty sweet. So I'm excited for this one, and it's already green, so honestly I don't have to paint it. It is already painted, and I like that color, and I think it's going to work good. Class 0 tires have to be less than 4 inches, so I picked up some of the J-Concepts Hunk tire, because one, I like this tire, and it is a 3.93 tall tire, so it's under 4 inches, so we're good there. And then the shift wheels, they're kind of like my black and white ones here, but they're carbon, or copper and silver, or copper and white. And I think that color will go good with the green, so that'll be the color combination for that. Only thing I'm trying to decide of is when the brazen chassis gets here. I know the rear shock towers on the Pro are removable, so I'm trying to decide if I should just go ahead and leave the shock towers on the C1 Pro and then cut through the bed and then cover them up, or leave the shock towers off and then cantilever the rear. It's just class 0. I'm pretty sure cantilever rear suspension would hold up long enough for class 0. I have those tires in my drawer. Well, I thought you got rid of them. I would have asked you to asked you for them, but it's okay. I bobbed right behind the wheel well in the front and the filler. That is a good spot to do it. Unfortunately for Class 0, I can't bob the bed. For the Class 0 Crawlapalooza, no body modifications at all. The only thing I can do is I can cut through the bed for my shock towers to come through, but they have to be completely covered up by like a topper or a tonneau cover or something. Not visible at all, and it specifically says no bobbing of the beds. So, fortunately, this one's going to be a long one. But the wheelbase-wise, I recall, is actually, as I was doing it based off a VS410, and yes, right at that 12.3 wheelbase. So, I think I have 12.3 links laying around. Brett, are you still on here? I think I've asked you before, but I don't remember. It's one thing is I could just, I guess, I could shove the whole VFD and everything into a C1 Pro chassis. I'm pretty sure someone's done it. I think Brett's told me before, but I forgot. I could just drill a blank skid and drill my own holes, because then I could just use the links that come with the VS410. That would work just fine, honestly. But honestly, I'm just really excited for that kit to actually get one of the LC70s from scratch and just build it all, because that is a really nice kit and just detailed body and everything. And it already had I didn't realize it had a dash in it already, so that makes me happy, because I do have to have a full interior, and it has to be how it was from the factory. Like if it had bench seats, you have to build bench seats. If it had bucket seats, you have to build bucket seats. Cool thing is though, that truck, I'm pretty sure there was an option. It could get either. You could get bucket seats or bench seats, so doesn't matter. I'll probably just do bucket seats, but it already had a dash, so I could just use that dash and then just build around it. So I'll be good to go. Makes me a little less work to do. And then I definitely have a couple ESCs on the way. So I have, I think, an extra black jacket or yellow jacket in the drawer. So electronics and everything for the Class 0 will be good to go. An extra winch anywhere, but I do have an extra Atlas Pro winch to get in there. So I don't know. I think the guys did Class 0 last year. I don't even know if anyone needed a winch, but I'm going to have one. I'm sure if anyone needs a winch, it'll be me. I'm just doing a custom for points. Oh, nice. Oh, so that's the thing. I don't, with Class 0, there's not, this one's not Sorka, so I don't have to add up points yet. I just have to just meet the bare minimum requirements, so I'm not worrying about T-case or anything. I'm probably just going to shove like a Deluxe Portal transmission in it, nice short little motor, call it good, and then just a simple interior and call it good. I'm still going to, I'll have to make the floor and the seats. Do I need another mount? What mount? Body mount? What mount? I'll worry about points when the official Class 0 appears on the Sorka. Like I said, I mentioned earlier, I know they mentioned it is coming and they plan on adding it, but honestly, I don't know if anyone has any idea what's going on right now. So we're just kind of going as is. So generally, the biggest thing with Class 0 is mostly the visual stuff. Like I said, I have to have complete tire coverage, stuff like that. So that was the big reason for choosing the LC70s, because it is one of the wider bodies winch. Ooh, winch mount. Yes, that is important. Yes, I do. I do. Gotta get 2 of them, Theron? 2 of the winch adapter plates. Yes, I do. That is a good call. I would have been really mad. Yeah, I need 2 of those. And I forgot. I have your servo mount, and your wheels and tires. But yes, 2 winch plates, because I may move. I have one in that other build. I may put it on something for now just to have it in something, so I may move it around. That is a good call, because I used all the ones you did for me already. Nope. Yep, they're all gone. Whew. I'll have to show you what I got so far. Yeah, I mean, hit me up on Messenger. Always not a problem to help out or anything like that. Do what I can. JBM, hey mate, will an SCX 10.1 or skid fit a Vanquish Phoenix chassis? Also, I'm currently building 2 LC79 rigs, one on a Ground Fox chassis and one on the with the Phoenix gears. Oh, nice. Vanquish Phoenix chassis. Okay, so the Phoenix chassis is just a VS410 chassis, which is the same bolt pattern as SCX10. So yes, it will. But also, if you look, Vanquish makes. Are you looking for an SCX like a 10.2, like the 4-bolt transmission pattern? Because Vanquish makes that transmission for their VS410 chassis. And so I know they do, because it also comes with like adapters to space it up and stuff like that. So one, yes, it should fit because the bolt patterns are the same as it's an SCX10 based chassis. So those bolt patterns are the same because all the sliders and everything bolt up to them. But if you're looking for one that specifically needs the SCX10-2 or the 4-bolt transmission pattern, Vanquish does make a skid with that pattern for the VS410 chassis. It may be hard to find, might be out of stock, but I know they do. I think I just searched on Google for mine real quick, and it didn't take long. I think A-Main had one, or one of those places I ended up ordering it from. RC, next Tuesday, how's it going? Thanks for tuning in. Evening, y'all, how's it going? We're doing pretty good here. Just kind of relaxing. Just a Thursday night, finally back. Took a few weeks off while I got stuff cleaned up and getting everything else done. Work's been crazy. I've honestly just been beat after work. Tired. Just want to come home, relax, watch some anime, and sit on the couch. Last weekend, towards the end, when I started working on the Ep.60 and a few other things, that was honestly like the most RC work that I've done in quite some time. That was really nice. Felt good, just kind of sitting down, getting some builds knocked out and stuff like that. And really, pretty much almost done. S66, like I said, just waiting on my tires for it, and I'll get the tires and wheels mounted up, and then said I still have a ways for Crawlapalooza, but at some point I need to make custom bumpers for it. I'm just going to weld straight to the chassis because no one makes S66 bumper tabs because they're massive, so I'm just going to weld straight to the chassis and call it a day. Because at this point I've already ruined, I've already ruined the front half of this chassis because the S66 chassis is 2 pieces. So I would, regardless, if I got rid of this body or anything, I would have to get at least new frame rails. So at that point, might as well just weld straight to the chassis and call it a day. That'd be a lot easier. Jimmy, nice one, cheers. Yep, not a problem. Thanks for anything else, anytime. Happy to help. Xavier's RC Adventure stopping by to say hello. Well, hello, and thanks for tuning in. Much appreciated as always. We need a class 0 traps. Honestly, that would be kind of cool. I almost got the Treps for the SCX6. I did lots of debating back and forth. I could do that. Yeah, I don't. One sec. Let me finish answering this question. But yeah, I almost ordered the Treps for the 6. I went back and forth on the Treps because I already had the Super Swampers, and they were a fun tire, but I was like, I want more performance on the rocks necessarily. Like the tusks, and it's like, the tusks have treated me well in every size that I've used them. Class 1, Class 2, Class 3, like the tusks have just worked on everything I've put them on. So we got tusks for the 6. But I did almost order the Treps for that. What's the other? Was it Proline just released a 4.75 version of the Toyo Open Country? That also looks like a fun tire. That's a nice tire in real world as well. That is a super nice tire. Just I can make you some bumpers for the 6 if you want. Honestly, it might not be a bad idea because I don't know if I will have time. But I do plan on taking this. Well, I guess they don't have to be done this next week because I am taking that to Apex with me because it's fun down there. If you can knock them out like early next week or whatnot, that's probably fine. I said I just haven't had time. I don't think I'm gonna go with anything super crazy. The rear, I was just gonna go bolt weld on the outside, go over, give me a bar, and then hoop around the back, and honestly the same on the front. Oh God, Jesus. There we go. So then on the front here, said there's not, my shock towers are right here, but I have this much steel frame and I cut it at an angle. So I was thinking like a flat piece, or like weld out some extension tabs and do a flat piece to match that angle, but it has to be past the body. And then I thought it would be cool, bring it out past the body there and then do from the flat bar, do a loop for the grill and then do extensions off the side, but that's not necessary. I think flat piece out there and a hoop, that's all I really want to do. I just haven't had time. I need to, but so I do the bumper fabrication at work because I have my vise and a lot more cutoff accessories and the welders right there, so it's really easy to do that when I have the time. Uh-oh. Where? Ah, there they are. I thought I lost the bumper tabs. Or the body clips. Just need measurements. Are you going out this weekend? If you are, I'll just bring the truck and you can take the S66 home and I can pick it up next week sometime. Or whenever. So honestly, it doesn't have to be done next week. I don't need bumpers before I go to Apex. I just need them done before Carl Closes. You can just take this thing with you one day. That's so freaking. Yeah. So if you do anything, any mods in S66, don't add up what everything cost. Just don't. Just do what you want to the S66 and drive it and enjoy. Don't add any of that up. You won't be happy. Xavier's RC, I got the Pitbull Growler 19s for my heavy scale rig. Hope they work good with non-vented bead locks. The Pitbull Growlers, people like those, especially for a scale tire. I know people that like them a lot. Ronaldo, a question. Do I feel that the Team Brewed Velvet Shocks are worth the money when you can get drabs for half the price? Are they that superior? I personally have not used the Velvet Shocks. I know of people that have used them and absolutely love them, and that is the only shock that they will run. I also have probably the exact same handful of people that have bought those shocks, ran those shocks, and went back to Draft Tech or Modified Big Bore or something similar. Regardless, everyone says they're at least a decent shock. They're gonna be good just based on the style that they are. That style is just a shock. That style is, I think, hard to mess up as long as it accepts all the right stuff and it doesn't leak. But I'm with you on that. I don't know if they're twice the price good. I don't think they are that. I don't see them being twice as good based on just price. I don't see. They said, yeah, you can get a set of DraftTechs for. We'll set of DraftTechs for $90. I don't think Velvet's. I don't think that shot can be $120 better. It may be. I don't know. I've wanted to try some, and actually, A Main had the 80 millimeters on sale the other day. It was like half price, but it was still, I think it was $110 for a set of 4. I was like, that's still a lot. That's still more than a set of DraftTechs or modified big bores or in the works big bores. Still significantly more. And I know that DraftTechs, my in the works big bores, my modified 2660s, I know those shocks work. So it's kind of hard for me to spend even more on a shock when I have shocks that work really, really good already. But like I said, my friends that I've ran them, it's kind of split the middle. I have some that absolutely swear and love those shocks, and that is all they will ever run. And then I have others that they're not bad, but they're not like the price. They're not what they should be for the price, I guess is their way of putting it. But personally, I can't say I haven't ran them. Dan RC Man, hey buddy, how's it going? Been crazy around here. It has been crazy here as well. I'm ready for a little bit of normal, and honestly, I'm ready for a weekend away doing some RC adventuring. Dan RC Man, I like my growlers. I said I've heard they're really good tires. I don't remember. I've had a couple sets of pit bulls back in the day, but I think it was Rock Beast, and they were fun. They were a good looking tire. Sabres RC, good enough thing. Yep, not a problem. Dan, RC. Sorry, it's been a long day. I'm tired. I run Trenches a lot, and they do great for me here in Illinois. Yeah, Trenches is another good tire. Also a really good tire that I've always had good luck with it too. Last few comps I've been to, the natural elements have been a little on the unfortunate side, and trenchers tend to not like that very well. They do not like to clean out and get gunked up with stuff. So, but dry rocks, trenchers are a very good, very, very good tire, for sure. I ran them on Class 1 for a while, and I actually really enjoyed them on my Class 1 a lot too. What are the RC boxes by you? What RC boxes? Trying to see. Talking about like these boxes? Or no, because I have a banner there. There's boxes behind that now. Yeah, what RC boxes? Yeah. Oh, Dan, yes, what they don't like. Yeah, not a fan of wet. But to be fair, there's not a lot of tires that really like the wet. Just others have that ability to clean out and get at least some traction back. Honestly, that was one thing I was super happy with at the Rocky Mountain Regional. It was gnarly weather, and I stayed just running the Hyraxes that were on my Class 2 tire. And normally I know better than to run Hyraxes when there's stuff like that. But for whatever reason, they did good, and they cleaned out really, really well. So I was definitely happy with the weekend. My Class 1, they did great all weekend. And the reason I run the Class 1 Hyraxes is for its size. With the new rules and everything and how heights are measured off wheel height and wheels and tires, I liked my advantages better with a true 4.19 tire versus a smaller tire. If I ran a smaller tire, it would be the Tusk, hands down. The ones that used to be there. Oh, they were there. They're there still. That's just I have my super shafty. My team driver banner came in. and I needed a place to put it, so it's actually here above my little display garage. But those boxes, those are my Vanquish boxes. VS410, the Pro, Ultra, and the Phoenix boxes. Phoenix kit box, and I have my Phoenix RTR box right here. It is my S66 stand for right now. I keep my Vanquish boxes. The plan was I used to like to keep the boxes and like cut the faces off of them because I thought that would be like a cool wall, and I realized like I don't have room to do that. So I haven't done that in quite some time. But the good news is if I really want to and I want to rearrange and do that, I can always find boxes from other people, so that's not a big deal. But specifically, I keep the Vanquish ones because if I do that, I know those boxes I don't necessarily find on a regular basis, so we keep them. And plus, fortunately, I don't have them anymore, but since the Pro and the Ultra are gone, I really wish I should have got one more Pro before they were all gone and just left it in the box. That's what I should have did. I have the bigger Hyrex, and they do not clean out good for the tire. I like the TSL Swamper cut and modified. Yeah, the TSL, the Swamper, oh yeah, very good tire. It definitely cleans out really, really well. The Tuska's they've been my jam since they dropped. I got the Tusk shortly after they came out, and it was instant traction. I was instantly satisfied with them. Very, very happy with them. The another reason that I really like the Tusks is I personally think, hands down, the Tusks require the least amount of break-in, if any, for traction. You can pull the Tusk out of the bag, mount them up, and go comp with them, and they will work. Other tires work, but they do get better with age. Like Hyrexes, once you start wearing some of those Hyrexes, their traction is really good. Crawlers, Theron has some super worn crawlers on his base camp, and they have amazing traction. But when crawlers work, you get like a break-in tool. I think Beef Tubes makes one. And you just break in the tire, wear it down. You can get tons more traction that way. But the Tusks don't necessarily require that. You can pull them out of the bag, and they're ready to rock and roll. KLRs would be one of the next kind of ones that didn't require a whole lot of break-in, but they do get, again, they get better. They get much better the more broken they get once those edges and everything start getting softer. Or I ran them for quite a while too, and I actually still don't mind the tire at all. But those Vanquish VXT2 tires, out of the bag, these tires are ridiculously soft and sticky. Out of the bag, like you pull them out of your bag and set them on something, whatever, and you go to pick them up, they will be stuck. I pulled them out of the bag when I first got them. I set them on my poster board for the night, went back earlier to pull them up, and it ripped the poster board up. It was stuck to the tire. But one reason, like Jake really likes the VXT2 tires a lot, and one reason he does is because it's still a 4.75 tire, but we all know it's a large 4.75 tire. So since he's running straight axles, he runs a little bit of a taller, or runs the VXT2, which gives him a little more ride height and clearance and everything else like that, and it's also perfectly legal. Do I still have those Ospreys? No. I have the V3 Ospreys, which are the narrow ones. The V1s and the V2s are, no. Which ones did I have? The 1.9s and the 2.2s? No, they're not. But I have these. I have these Ospreys. I've never ran the Tusk or the G8. So the J Concept, the Tusk, no, they come in green compound. They only have one compound, and it's green. I'd say it's closer to Predator than G8 for sure. It's softer than G8, but I don't know if it's as soft as Predator. I think it's like that perfect in-between mix. even though like they feel soft, but like they hold up extremely well. Um, this set of tires here on the Kiddos Class 2, those tires, those tusks are, I think, my first set of tusks. So they've been running on my rigs for a year and a half, 2 years now. Plenty of life left on them, doing really good. Yeah, they just hold up so well, and I'm not getting any like chunks or anything like that missing out of them. Really good tire, and I think they're almost in stock just about everywhere now. They're just, especially around large events, everything, tires, spare parts, stuff gets bought up because people are trying to build some finish up builds or get extra parts in case something happens. And tests for a while, like they were worth their weight in gold. Like they were that hard to find. Which does remind me, I need to actually see if I can find another set. Xavier Darcy, thanks for doing the streams. You have a good night, guys. See you on the next one. Well, have a good one. Thanks for tuning in. Yeah, hopefully we'll get to. Yeah, I'm gonna try to, stay on track here, get some streams going, and kind of stay somewhat on track. Actually, looks like aiming. Nope, those are on back order. Back order. Never mind. They are on. They're on back order everywhere. Dang. I knew I should have ordered. Ha. Maybe. Sorry. There we go. You can see if Lucas has some. No, I haven't. But RC Addict shows that they have them in stock, which I've ordered. I've ordered several sets from them because RC Addict's been around for a long time, and I think everyone just kind of forgets about it sometimes. So, I like to swap in there. You can find they tend to have quite a bit of stuff that people forget about because they are also dealers for they have a lot of vendors, so they carry quite a bit of stuff. Actually, I showed they were in stock. Do I need another set though? I mean, wheels for class 0. I don't know. But if you are looking, RC Addict apparently does have some in stock if you are looking for them. We run up to 5.4 tall 1.9s here for comp, so most of us run the boggers for the height and also a great tire for the... Oh, yeah. No, the tall for class 2, the tallest we can run here is 4.75. So, fortunately, but those are really tall. Forgot those are a taller tire. That actually would not be like a terrible like class 3 tire now because it is like that height and everything. I don't know what just happened. No. God, I hit the wrong button. I thought it exited out of the whole stream. We still hanging in there? Okay. Whew. I thought I hit the wrong button. I was about to be really, really upset, but I think all is good. Yeah, okay, that's good. But yeah, so the tusks have always done me good, and I said Hyrax locally may not be like the best tire locally, which is why I don't run it all the time. It's because we have some really like fine sand in the dirt in our few of our spots, which the Hyrax lugs tend not to like that very much. So I don't run them all the time locally, but because I know that Hyraxes work just about everywhere else, especially like at Disney, the rock is so just pure grip. Or like, when we went to Nationals to Cherokee Rock Village, you could probably crawl with a drag slick. Like, there's that much traction on the rock. So I do always have a set of Hyraxes ready to rock and roll for that. Sometimes like that night before, like if we're out there, we always not like to where like the courses are, but like at Disney, all the rocks that's like you can crawl everywhere. So like that day before, and we froze. God dang it. Is it frozen? Yep. Oh, come on. Oh, working on it. Audio still going good? The audio's working, but the flipping camera stopped? What in the world? Can still hear though. Okay, cool. Well, that sucks ass. One second. I'm working on it. Well, and I can still see like the chat and everything's working too. So we're there. We're there. Hold on. Balls. What's the first picture? Yeah, that's an amazing frozen picture. Why? Why, camera? Well, yeah, it's one of those. I guess it's one of those face for radio type of deals. Audio's still working just flippin' fine. Well, it's about that time anyway. But I can answer some questions here. So ignore the frozen solid picture of me. We are still apparently live. So, Ronaldo here. Any suggestions for rims for F10 portals with the Vanquish Heavy Brass. I was told that you need a certain offset to fit correctly. Yes, I think you need at least, I think it was a 250, there's a 350 hub for the heavy brass to get the wheel outside of that. 2.2 wheels fit really, really good over F10 portals. And that's what I have on nearly all of mine. I run 1.9 tires stretched onto 2.2s for the most part. And they clear really well. You can have a smaller hub with the 2.2s to clear, or like some more open face 1.9s. Deluxe Fab released a new wheel, a new 1.9 that clears the F10s very, very well. And it's a very good looking wheel. So they are nice open face 1.9. Shift also makes a nice open 1.9, and Krupp Carmworks has a new wheel dropping tomorrow that will clear it as well. Oh yeah, buddy runs Ruptures. Yeah, Ruptures, they're a fun tire, but we can't run them in any event we go to. They are on the tire on the ban list, so we don't run them. But the Tusks, in my opinion, are like the legal version of the Rupture. Like the Tusks are that good. I would run a Tusk over a Rupture. Sure. Joey, what motor's in the new Phoenix? New Phoenix, I just put in, I had an extra Hobby Wing Fusion, so I put one in there. Yeah, that frozen picture is great. So this is going to be a fun, I'm just like, wee, I believe I can fly. That's the picture that's there right now. Is a 1.9 stretch on 2.2 legal? Yes, yeah. Usually the biggest wheel size, usually there's no wheel distinction between classes. It's just generally 2.2 is the biggest wheel you can have. So that's what I do. I stretch 1.9s onto the 2.2s. That's the song I heard too. Yeah, exactly. I mean, if we're gonna have failures and mess ups, we're gonna have fun with it. That's really all there is to it. One day, someday, I will have a live stream that goes without issues. When that day is, I don't know, but someday we will. Yeah. So I don't know what happened, because everything still shows it's working and in order, and I can't restart all the way. But anyway, so unfortunately, on the note of Frozen, me flying away through the screen, audio obviously still working, but we can only do so much with the audio. So oh, one more here. Dan, do I trail much or just comp? Like, I do mainly comp, but I do like trailing. And one thing a few of us here have talked about lately is, we've been doing lots of major comp stuff like that. Like, kind of want to get back to the basics and just want to get out and do some more trailing. So that was another reason, like, picking up a few of these builds and whatnot, like the Phoenix and others, and a couple Phoenixes, is just to kind of get back to the basics, get some regular, just fun crawling in. So that's what we're working on and stuff like that. But unfortunately, like I said, on the note of me frozen video and flying away and not camera, actually my camera may have just died. Actually, maybe the $20 Amazon camera is not the best. Maybe it's time for an upgrade. But anyways, we are going to go ahead and end it on that night. We'll just, it's 30 minutes short, early for the night, but that should do. So, as always, everyone, thanks for tuning in, hanging out. It was good catching up and chit chat with everyone for the first time in a little bit. But do have some videos coming hopefully here soon. Got a few builds to get finished up, and we'll get back to it. I'll try to get some live streams going again. Now we're getting ready to close up here, but one thing I have been thinking about, the live stream may end up moving from Thursday to Tuesday with some scheduling issues. So we may move it around for a little bit, but in the meantime, I'm gonna go ahead and wrap this one up. So as always, thanks for tuning in, everyone. Much appreciated. So until next time, everyone.